Magic the Gathering is an old game. Not quite as old as Super Mario or Tetris, but old enough to be something you find in your parents' storage closet as a kid. Your dad might pull it out and tell tales of angels and dragons, beautiful flowers and cruel counter magic, birds of paradise, and lightning bolt. Lightning Bolt was, and still is, considered the most powerful burn spell to date. Most creatures are toughness 3 or less, so it has since become a staple in every non-commander format it appears in. But what if I told you that Lightning Bolt isn't the best burn spell? Would you simply scratch your head because I made such a bold statement? Would you rage in the comments saying that I don't know what I'm talking about? Or are you open-minded and ready to hear what I would have to say? To quote Ristic Studies,
from lightning bolts would branch an entire series of what would later be called burn spells, cards that deal direct damage to creatures, players, or both. The thing is, since 1993, no card does lightning bolts better than lightning bolt.
That statement has been true for 26 years. Until a month ago. Throne of Eldraine is currently Magic's latest expansion, featuring 269 cards, some of which are reprints like Sorcerous Spyglass and Fling, but others are completely new like Oko Thief of Crowns and Inspiring Veteran. Among these new prints is a card that at last, I believe, does Lightning Bolt better than Lightning Bolt. So in time for Friday Night Magic at your local game store, I have come to introduce you to Scorching Dragonfire. But first, a poll from among my fellow players. I'd ask 6 of my friends what they thought was the best burn spell. I thought 14 answered with Lightning Helix. That random midget responded with Scorching Dragonfire. The other 4 don't have channels with videos, but I also got the answer of Banefire, Magma Spray from 2 people, and wouldn't you know it, Lightning Bolt. These are quite diverse answers from people with different Magic backgrounds and skill levels. Sure, the sample size is quite low, but considering how I would be unable to get feedback from other viewers at the moment, this is the best I can do. But let's run with it. I want to break down these 5 cards and see why I think they were chosen and which is actually the best. Let's start with Magma Spray. Magma Spray was first printed in Shards of Alara in the year 2008 and was last printed in Amonkhet 2017. What makes this card any good? Compare it with other burn spells and its mana cost. It's much like Shock, but it can't hit players or planeswalkers. It's also like Pillar of Flame, but Pillar of Flame can hit anything, making it intrinsically better. 2 damage is not that much, but it exiles a creature targeted by Magma Spray if that target would ever die this turn. A simple burn and exile card can take care of many small graveyard matter creatures, an aggressive graveyard strategy. And if you were to tangle with a larger creature, you could combo it with Murder or Lightning Strike to take out something like the Scarab God or Rekindling Phoenix. However, 2 damage to only a creature isn't relevant enough. The difference between 2 and 3 doesn't seem like much, but between each number is an infinitely long list of even more. The number of creatures with toughness 3 or less is higher than those with toughness 2 or less. While Lightning Bolt is legal, Magma Spray will never be the best burn spell. Lightning Helix tries to go in another direction. It is effectively Lightning Bolt, but you add Healing Salve to it. It's a powerful 2-in-1 spell that sees play all over Eternal formats. Lightning Helix was first printed in Ravnica, City of Guilds in the year 2005, and last printed in the Boros Guild Kit in 2018. However many upsides Lightning Helix has, in situations that Lightning Bolt doesn't, mana cost holds Lightning Helix back. To even play Lightning Helix, you need to be in red and white. It is a more difficult mana cost that restricts it from many color combinations. Boros, Mardu, Jeskai, Naya, and most of the 4 to 5 color combinations can use it, but Lightning Bolt can be used and be effective in every red deck ever. Without that kind of utility, you can't call a spell the best in its class when a member of that same class has better utility at a cheaper cost. Banefire is the next on our list. A distinguished alumni from Conflux in 2009, Banefire has been known as one of Red's big finishers. Just pour all your mana into a giant uncounterable fireball and watch your opponent melt away. It has become more known recently too, as it was printed in Core Set 2019. Almost a decade later, and Banefire is still just as powerful as it was before. But is it better than Lightning Bolt? In fact, let's also examine Crater's Claws, Burn from Within, and Demon Fire. Banefire and Demon Fire can't be countered if you meet a specific condition, and they also guarantee that it isn't prevented by a fog spell. Crater's Claws can deal extra damage if you meet a specific condition, making it the most mana efficient spell of all of these. And Burn from Within and Demon Fire can exile creatures. Burn from Within is well known as a god killer, a card that can kill anything if you can pay for it. And yet each and every one of these are no match for Lightning Bolt. If it requires more than 2 mana to have an effect, then it can't hold the title of number 1. While Crater's Claws seems to still fit, you have to meet a condition, pay an additional cost if you will. Otherwise it is weak like the others. And as a final note, any burn spell that isn't instant speed automatically loses. In fast-paced Eternal formats like Modern, you can't afford to take your time. And so, we have arrived to Scorching Dragonfire. Why do I think that it is better than Lightning Bolt when every previous burn spell, including rare burn spells, have fallen short? Before I can answer this question, we need to consider its cousins. We already proved that Magma Spray and any other 2 damage spell shouldn't qualify, but what about Lava Coil and Incendiary Flow? Well, these are both sorceries, so they both fail, but Incendiary Flow less than Lava Coil, simply because any target is just so much better than just target creature. Scorching Dragonfire is truly the most effective and efficient of any other burn spells in the Exiling family. Instant speed, 3 damage, and exile upon death is strong, and this is only a 2 cost. The only things holding it back are that it can't hit players, and it costs 1 in a red, rather than just 1 red. Or is that good enough to be better than Lightning Bolt? At the end of the day, this is a personal opinion. If you have a different opinion, then you are of course entitled to it, and you shouldn't have a YouTube personality tell you otherwise. I just wanted to say that. Does it make me sound important? Let's look at the 2 burn spells through a point system. I will examine all parts of both cards, and the one that scores highest is the winner. Let's start with mana cost. They both can be played in any deck with red in it, but Lightning Bolt is slightly cheaper, so it wins this contest. Plus 1 point for Lightning Bolt. Next up is speed. When can you cast them? They are both instants, so they tie. No points. Same goes for damage. They both sport 3 damage each, so they tie again. Still no points. Then we have targeting. What can each spell hit? Lightning Bolt can hit anything, but Scorching Dragon Fire is restricted to creatures and planeswalkers. That makes 2 points for Lightning Bolt and none for Scorching Dragon Fire. Our last category is bonus effects. While it may look like Lightning Bolt has defended the crown, as Scorching Dragon Fire only gets 1 point for being able to exile, that isn't true. Scorching Dragon Fire does something that none of its predecessors have done before. Scorching Dragon Fire exiles both creatures and planeswalkers. And for this, I give Scorching Dragon Fire 1 point for each card type it can exile, which places the 2 burn spells at a tie. They tied. There can't be 2 best burn spells, can there? Yes, there can. Remember that clause that Scorching Dragon Fire has that prevents it from hitting a player? That means that it can't be used in a burn deck because it wins with pure damage from burn spells hitting the opponent's life total. However, in any other red deck, you would normally use Scorching Dragon Fire so you can hit creatures or planeswalkers. In most decks, you shouldn't have to use a burn spell to win, and personally, I lose more often to Rekindling Phoenix than being unable to get the last 2 or 3 points of health. In the end, the best burn spell isn't what I or any other person say. It is up to you. But if you don't like the fact that there is a tie, then there is actually one more category: price. Magic can get very expensive. Value for your money is what matters the most. As of this recording, TCG Player values a Near Mint Lightning Bolt at $2.72 and a Near Mint Scorching Dragon Fire at 6 cents. To put this into perspective, you could buy 1 Lightning Bolt or 45 Scorching Dragon Fires. Food for thought. I hope you enjoyed this video. I admit it is much different than what I normally make, but if it helps, then like the video and share it with your friends. Who knows, I might even make more videos like this in the future, so don't forget to subscribe. But I will see you in the next video. Skullblade out.